Hello and welcome to our review of the Good Newspaper. We're looking at the November edition and we've got two excellent articles for you. One all about Shalimar, if you're a fan of music and remember them from many years ago. And the other is a man gets lost on a mountain. And by all accounts, he should have died, but God intervened. So stick with us.
Love the group Shalamar. I love music. I'm sure you really enjoy music also. And we are really interested in the lives of these groups that make music, the individuals who make music. And there's a story about one of the members of that band from the 80s, Shalamar, that I grew up listening to. You know, one thing that amazes me about the celebrity life is in so many ways, it's not different than the daily life we all live. And we're very familiar with the trappings, the temptations that celebrities have to face, whether it's a celebrity athlete, a celebrity actor or actress, a celebrity in the music industry. And Shalimar says that he had those temptations. They're very plentiful for someone in his position back in the 80s. The parties, the drugs, the availability of sex, the temptation to have an affair if you're married. Hey, those are temptations we can all be facing. But the key to this article is Shalimar. This man from Shalimar said that he always hung under his Christian faith. It gave him the power to resist those temptations. And there are a couple of twists in the story also as about how this faith in Christianity helped him as he navigated the perils of stardom. I don't know if you even know the group Shalimar from the 80s, but you will be familiar with temptations. You will be familiar with the fact that the Bible claims it can strengthen and shield you from trouble. Well, here's an article that proves that. We encourage you to get this month's edition of the Good Newspaper. Read about Shalimar and other stories of how the Bible and God and faith in God have shielded people and helped them along the way. Colin, over to you.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, the article I'm reviewing here is titled Missing Hiker's Miraculous Survival. This is a story of somebody who was lost and then found, and how prayer really worked for him. This hiker, Dr. John Pike, who was 61 at the time, was stuck on a Scottish hillside on the Isle of Skye, and Storm Otto hit. This is going back a year or so. And 95 mile an hour winds. It was really difficult. He with no shelter, and things are looking really bad for him. No phone signal, and he didn't know what would happen. And his survival, interestingly enough, contrasts with recent deaths of several people who've got lost. There was the TV presenter Michael Mosley and British teenager Jay Slater, who also went missing while walking on holiday. And it was a chance Facebook message that led to his rescue. That was from a human point of view, but from a spiritual point of view, he prayed, and somehow these rescuers found him. But they were given some sort of clue because of this Facebook message he left, saying roughly that he'd left at a certain time and gone up this mountain. Anyway, John Pike was a Christian, and so he prayed, and he was feeling the sensation of God's presence as he prayed, and that gave him comfort and help. And we too can find that. Whatever difficulties we may not be stuck up a mountain, but we may feel lost in life in some way, and asking God to help us can make such a difference. Anyway, somehow they found him through everything. And it says here, the Scottish Mountain Rescue say the majority of those involved in mountain accidents often do not survive because of their injuries. And John had broken his ankle, so he couldn't have got down by himself. And John is grateful for God, for answered prayer, and for these rescuers. And he's just so thankful. And I don't know about you, but I'm so pleased I've got God there if I'm in trouble. To call on him. Thank you. Over to you, Mark.
Well, again, you may not be familiar with Shalimar, but how about Coldplay? There's an article about Coldplay in this month's edition. You're familiar with astronauts, history, science, prayer. why don't you dip into this month's edition of the Good Newspaper, get a paper copy, read the digital copy online, and be challenged to consider or reconsider, as these people did, the reality of God. God bless.